Okay, salam alaikum. This is video 1 about the false flags. The one that happened in Syria and the one that happened in San Bernardino, California. Yay. Okay, so we're going to try to be quick with this. Okay, and the meeting that would happen with the Trump had with Egyptian President Sisi. Okay, and the Jordan President Abdullah, not President, but King, Transjordan, King of Transjordan, Abdullah. Okay. So the reason the reason affront the Trump meeting with these two heads of their state, was self-serving on both parts, right? But no good for humanity. Okay, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna talk about why, right? Always why. Okay, now so first Sisi, okay, Sisi, Egypt's President Sisi is a Zionist as well. Okay, he was, he visited the White House. He visited the drum, only to demonstrate his support for the drum, to show support for the drum, to make him appear as he's not the idiot he is. Okay, in reality, the drum is an idiot. Okay. So Sisi was to demonstrate to the world, the Trump is not an idiot. We support him. We have very much, in common. And if they give us more foreign aid, we'll demonstrate more support for the Trump and his war on, Iran and Syria by continuing to repress our Egyptian people, right? Their revolution against the 30-year dictatorship of Mubarak, right? But Sisi is a Zionist, and so they have the same. The Trump and Sisi have the same agenda and on the same timeline. Okay, the Sisi of Egypt is well aware the Mahdi and the prophet born of a virgin is to arrive out of Syria. Okay, thus the attack on Syrian children, the false flag attack on Syrian children, and Iran, that to support, and that would lead to the inevitable attack on Iran, right? Because Iran also, it will lead to a war with Iran because Iran supports Syria, Syrian President Assad, and a stable Syria, right? Iran supports a stable Syria and a sovereign Syria and a territory intact Syria, right? So Iran supports that, and a sovereign Syria and the pending arrival of the prophet born of a virgin is a detriment to the British-Israeli converts, right? Zionist converts, right? In occupying Palestine, right? Those pretending to be the nation, of the nation of Jacob, born out of the Ethiopian kingdom of Judah, right? Okay. So when the prophet born of a virgin comes, he's going to remove he's going to end the occupation of Palestine, right? So they don't want that. So destroy Syria, because the Ummah of that is to aid the prophet born of a virgin is to be the Christian and the American Christian and the Christians and the Jews, and I'm not talking about Zionists. The Jews are not Zionists. Jews are not Zionists. So when I say Jews, I'm not talking about Zionists, okay? I'm talking about the followers of Musa, the followers of Moses, okay? The descendants of, also descendants of Abraham, right? Okay, the spiritual descendants of Abraham, okay? So, now, so, when the prophet born of a virgin comes, he's going to end that occupation, and they don't want that. The British, the Khazar, British, Israeli converts, they don't want that. Okay, they want to maintain that because they want to rule the world, right? They want to rule the world, right? Okay, so Sisi is on the same page with the drum. They're all Zionists from in support of the Rothschild Temple of Babel, right? The Rothschild British Israel convert occupation of Palestine. Okay. Now, so Sisi supports that agenda. Okay, so that's why he was brought to the White House. He was brought to meet with the Trump so that they could continue their agenda to pretend like there is a continued, there's a threat to America, right? And to attempt to support the Trump when he wants to validate his attack on his desire to continue their desire to destabilize Syria and bring about World War III and drag America into it, right? So they want to give you the impression also that they're not really, it's not an attack against Muslim because Egypt is a Muslim nation, right? Well, Egypt is a Muslim nation. However, Sisi is not a Muslim. He's a Zionist. Abdullah, the king of Transjordan, is not a Muslim. He's a Zionist too. Okay. So them showing their support for the Trump is no more than brother of the is no different than a member of the synagogue of Satan showing their support for a fellow member of the synagogue of Satan, right? Okay, so Sisi wants to support the Trump and demonstrating that there's in ISIS, which in reality his name means ISIS. Sisi is CECE, right? But it can be SESE or ISIS. Okay, so he's of the same clan, same agenda, same end time Babylonian draconian desire to destroy the world, okay, and all of humanity. The goal is the same, whether it be Sisi or Transjordan's King Abdullah, okay? They're all the same. They're all Zionists, supported by Rothschild. And what was the Trump to do? Because they support him, give them more American tax dollars, to which America's dollar is already collapsing. Okay? America's economy is already collapsing. And he talked about giving jobs. Why don't he give that money to those, the American people? When half the country's on food stamps, half the country's on welfare. And it ain't black people, so don't blame black people, those with plantation consciousness, because we still have a bunch of those out there. Okay? So, and I just addressed y'all in the last videos. Okay? So, anyway, yeah, give them more foreign aid. Egypt gets, almost as much foreign aid as Israel. Billions of dollars. And military hardware. So they get more than billions of dollars. Okay? So anyway, Sisi is aware that the prophet is going to come out of Egypt, out of Syria too. So it's in his interest to, try to destabilize Syria and bring about World War II and support Zionist, Rothschild Zionist, British, Vatican, Israeli converts, okay? And the occupation of Palestine, okay? Sisi is afraid. He's afraid that his house of cards will fall. He's afraid that his house and the El Saud's house will fall. Okay, to which El Saud is the one behind ISIS. They're the ones who, the House of Al Saud, not the Saudi people, but the house about the dynasty of Al Saud, which was installed by the British monarch, right? By the British, right? So now they are part of the Wahhabis is a part of, it's like Zionism. It's like Zionists, right? They're like Zionists, right? So they started the they started ISIS, right? With you know, the McCain and Clinton and Hillary Clinton and all of them, right? And you know, they started ISIS, right? And Mossad, and the Israeli Mossad, and British intelligence. They started ISIS, to which now, you know, the American public are supposed to be led into war to, you know, fight a proxy military that mercenary, you know, army that, not army but military, a mercenary military brigade, you know, basically, that was started by, you know, those American regimes that basically occupied American government, right? So, anyway, so ISIS is, CC is very well aware of what's going on, okay? And he supports, and he's part of the Zionist agenda, okay? To destroy America and help America and transfer American, destroy American military, continue the debt in America, and because he's getting basically financial aid that even American children can't get to go to school, right? And leaving American people impoverished and increasing the debt, but they're getting foreign aid, okay, to basically make the Trump look good, okay. And make the world think, oh, they're not attacking Muslims when they are. Okay, so they're very aware. Okay, Sisi is afraid. As I said, the House of Saud is afraid. Okay, just as Transjordan is afraid. Transjordan is afraid, and the House of Saud is afraid. The dynasty of Saud is afraid, and ISIS and Sisi is afraid. Okay, that the Prophet, when he comes, he and the Mehdi and the Ummah, okay, which is the global nation of not the global, but those who are going to, the Christians and the Muslims and the Jews, okay, they are going to be led by the Prophet born of a virgin, okay, and the Mehdi, to end, you know, the global suffering, okay, and the occupation of Palestine. I wish my hair would stay there. Okay, but anyway, okay. So, they're going to be led by the the Prophet born of a virgin and the Mahdi. Okay? And it is why all the Zionist Wahhabis are collaborating in a coalition of the Synagogue of Satan, Khazar Vatican, Israeli British converts. Okay? They're all collaborating with Jazaza Drumpf and his Baron Antichrist Dajjal. Okay? And Transjordan is no more than a country, is no more of a country than Kuwait. Transjordan is no more of a country than Kuwait. Okay? Transjordan is basically a like Kuwait, it was annexed from, you know, other sovereign states, okay? And we'll go into that. I'll just continue reading. Transjordan is no more than a country, is no more of a country than Kuwait is. Transjordan is no more than Transjordan is basically a refugee camp. It was established and partitioned by Britain after World War II. Okay, when the dynasty of Al Saud was first, the Wahhabist dynasty of Al Saud was established in what was then Hijaz, which has now become Saudi Arabia. Okay, so the king Transjordan was established when the king of Hijaz was deposed by the the Britons, right? Um, no, by the British. It was deposed. He was deposed by the British and relocated to what is now recognized as Jordan or Transjordan. Transjordan's king is no more than a king of refugees, as the Zionist war criminals annex more and still more of Palestinian land. Now the king of refugees is to be paid in billions of American carbon tax and value tax dollars, American dollars, okay, tax money, to contain the millions of refugees fleeing the terrorist Zionist created state, as they prey on of Palestine, the created state of Israel, as they prey on more Palestinian, and as they now prey on more Syrian children, and the Syrian people, and the Syrian people leave, the Syria. Then the new thing is, let them go to Jordan, open up Jordan's borders so they can go there, and they will be given, rather than going into Europe and causing instability in Europe, right? Which, they shouldn't have to go to Europe either to destabilize those nations, because they should be left in their homeland. There shouldn't be the destruction of their homeland to accommodate the synagogue of Satan, right? They shouldn't be terrorized and their country divided, right? To accommodate the Zionists. British Israeli converts, right? Who have taken over the land, the Palestinian land, and now they want to take over Egypt. They want to take over Syria. They want to take out Iraq, and they want to take out basically all the Muslim countries, all the Muslim Arab nations in that vicinity, okay? And steal the wealth of Africa, right? Okay. Because what? They just found gold in what? Kenya? Right? Okay. And they're buying up Ethiopian land, right? Okay. So, Transjordan is no more a country than Kuwait was, Kuwait was a part of Iraq. Okay? So when Saddam Hussein went into Iraq, he actually went into another part of his own country. It wasn't because Kuwait was annexed from Iraq, okay? Which Iraq was old Babylon. That's why they really invaded Iraq and took over Iraq, so they could reestablish Babylon, okay? Now, which is what Israel was to be the outpost for, right? Or the colony for. To, like Jamestown, it was a colony just so that to hold on to some land, so that the Zionists could the Zionist Gog and Magog British Israeli converts could hold on to that land and build it up and begin to annex the whole territories surrounding it, right? The other nation around it. Okay. So, Transjordan king is no more than a king of refugees, as Zionist war criminals annex more and steal more of Palestinian land, and now the new king of refugees is to be paid in billions of American carbon tax and valued added tax, American tax money, to contain the millions of refugees fleeing territories Zionists create. Zionists, as refugees fleeing terrorist created by Zionists, right? The ISIS, as they flee the ISIS mercenaries, right? Mercenary terrorist. Okay. The Zionists create the mercenary terrorists to prey on the Syrians, the Iraqis, the Iranians, and the Egyptians. It's a plague back there. And then the abomination going to talk about he wants the elimination of the scourge. He is the goddamn scourge. He's the scourge. Just like he sent some, or he talks about he wants to go into Syria, invade Syria, right? Because of the gas attack on the children that were seen to have died in the false flag, right? Of the false flag gas attack. But now he wants to go into Syria to so-called to deal with Assad, right? To get rid of the scourge of ISIS. And we all know that ISIS is created. So for all those who think that the Trump is going to make America great again. America was never great America has the potential to be great. Okay, no, he's just going to try to take America, take American power, and transfer it over to Israel, which has been their plan all along, going back to the Camp David peace accords, right? And destruction of 9/11 and all that, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay, the Twin Towers, right? Okay, the Zionists create, the terrorists to prey on the surrounding nations, okay, such as Iran, Iraq, Egypt, Palestine, not Palestine. Well, they do in Palestine too. Yeah. Okay. Now, so in their attempts. So they prey on their neighboring nations, right? They are the scourge back there. The Zionist British Israeli converts, Synagogue of Satan, is the scourge back there. Okay, they're trying to take over the world, right? Just trying to take over humanity. Okay. So in their attempts to rip out the whole seed of the woman out of the Holy Land in preparation to wage blood war against the prophet born of a virgin, okay, and the Mahdi, and the Jews, Christians, and Muslim Ummah that is to support him, right? Okay, so that is why in 2011, in two branches of the Abrahamic, okay, that is why, okay, to support, now the Ummah is being the Ummah, which is the Jews, Muslims, and Christians. A sign was given for them. A sign was given to demonstrate the relationship between their their religion, okay, their Abrahamic religion, right? And that event occurred in 2011 when the two branches, and I only say two branches because, as again, there's only Jews and Muslims, not Christianity. Christianity is of Judaism, okay? So I put the Christians in with the Jews, and then I have the Muslims, because if we say the Muslims are in with the Jews, no, the Christians are in with the Jews. If we place the Christians in with the Jews, then what we do is we put the Christians in the lineage of Isaac, okay? And we put the Muslims in the lineage of Ishmael, okay? So we have two lineages, like deuces, right? That's for the King of Kings, okay? But anyway, we have two lineages, right? Isaac and Ishmael, both sons of Abraham. Of the Ishmael branch, we have Prophet Muhammad. Of Isaac's branch, we have, let's say, Moses. We have Yusuf as Jacob, and as his son Yusuf or Joseph went into Egypt, right? And from that we get Moses, right? So from Moses we get prophet born of a virgin, right? And so prophet born of a virgin and the seed of Ishmael, we get prophet Muhammad. Those two are to unite, right? That is Judaism and Judaism and Islam. We talked about that before. So now, if prophet of a virgin was born out of the lineage of, let's say, of David and Solomon and Musa and Yusuf and Jacob and Abraham and Isaac, or Isaac and Abraham, then prophet born of a virgin is of the, as we said, Hebrew nation, right? Judaic Hebrew nation, right? Okay, to which the global nation of Jacob from the Ethiopian kingdom of Judah are lineage of, right? Okay, of the same lineage as the prophet born of a virgin. And that is why at this time Allah is wakening that nation, that global nation, so it will be prepared. So when the prophet of a virgin comes, so you will already be ready to follow him, okay? Be led by him, okay? So that branch I'm putting back into, the Christian branch I'm putting back in with Isaac, as it relates to Isaac, as it relates to Prophet Abraham, as it relates to Isaac, as it relates to Jacob, as it relates to Joseph, as it relates to Musa, as it relates to David, as it relates to Solomon, as it relates to prophet born of a virgin. Okay? We're putting that back together, that branch back together. The Christian branch back with the Jewish branch. Then we have two branches, and back to Isaac and Ishmael, the two brothers. The first one Isaac, and the first one Ishmael, and the second one Isaac. We're putting them back together as one. That is the Ummah. Okay, so the Jews are in the Christians are in with the Jews, and then we make that one branch when the Jews and the Muslims unite. Okay, as one family, one Ummah, as they were in the beginning with Isaac and Ishmael. Right? Okay, so that was demonstrated. That sign of unity was demonstrated in 2011. Okay, when the two branches of the Abraham faith was united in August and September. Okay, and then it was followed by December. Okay, and August it was August 1st started Islam. Ramadan. And September, then it began, I don't know if it's Tishri. I forget the name of it. But it's a sacred holiday on the Jewish calendar, September, and it's September, right? And that's also the time when, September is another time when they're going to unite, right? Another time when they're going to unite, September 23rd, right? Let's go to video of this. Let's go to video 2.